Well, look at that. Toilet area. It's right in there in the bushes. Luckily, we don't need those facilities as of right yet. Anyhow, maybe later, but not right yet. The trail. It's been really a nice trail today. Oh sure, there's lots of roots and there's lots of rocks, but the climbing has not been that bad as of yet. Now, we do have to summit Mount Albert. Oh, here's Betty Creek Gap. Now here, if this is where it is camping, tenting, and that's where I originally had planned on heading to. But it's just way too early in the day for sure. So we're going to push the extra, I think we're about 5.8 miles or so to the Long Branch, shelter. Southern Nantahala Wilderness. Nantahala National Forest Services, U.S. Department of Agriculture. Well, this looks just fine. The little stream behind me, I just decided to grab a little bit of water, just fill up my electrolyte, camel up a little bit. We have a major climb ahead of us, but that major climb is going to take us to the summit of Mount Albert and the fire tower, which I believe is 2.3 miles ahead. And that will give us 100 miles on the Appalachian Trail, or a total of 109 miles, including our approach trail. After that, it's somewhere around 2.6 miles from there after that to camp, where I'll be camping for the night. And it's about 1:15 in the afternoon, I think, maybe 1:30. Lots and lots of trees lying across the trail. I've noticed that today, a lot of blowdowns. But there's also been a lot of work done clearing a lot of these blowdowns also. Okay, we're about to get into some serious climbing, so let's get to it. I doubt if we can see it in the GoPro or distinguish it through the trees, but right now I'm looking at the first glimpse of the fire tower on top of Mount Albert. I see it way up there. It's been a solid climb, and we've still got a climb to go. It's about a half-mile climb and about 1,000 feet, but it's there. Okay, let's keep doing this. The view, amazing. The trail, challenging, very hard. Hardest section so far of this trail has been right here for me. But just ahead of me, through those trees, the famous fire tower. Okay, more rocks to get over first. So definitely the last half mile was the hardest half mile so far on this trail. But we've made it to the famous, the infamous fire tower. And there it is. Somewhere over here. And I don't know where, but it should say 100 miles. Somewhere.
Over here.
Over here, somebody says. Okay, then we're going over here. Hey, hi guys.
Hey. What's wrong with that climb, Jackson?
How we doing, my friends?
Good.
Well, oh my goodness. Let's just take a little look at this. Well, here we are. There it is. There it is, 100 miles. That's it, let's go home. Well, guys, we made it to the first 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail. So, hey, that is pretty damn good. It's almost 5% of the trail done right there. 109 miles, including the approach trail. Yeah, the approach trail. Wow, views spectacular. I've seen that fire tower on many videos, but it's also almost emotional. Actually arriving there and touching it and taking a break there, and you know, seeing the other hikers there as you do in the videos and so on. Pretty amazing. The trail since then, well, let's take a look. It's been just flat, wide, a little rocky, a little rooty, but compared to that half mile or so and that 1,000 foot of elevation gain we did before we got to the summit of Mount Albert, this is just, you know, like walking on a bowling green. Oh yeah, absolutely gorgeous. 2 miles from here to my camp for the night, and there's water there. We're heading to, what the heck is it called now? I think it's called Long Branch. Hi guys. I think it's called Long Branch Shelter, and that's going to be our camp for the night. How you doing?
Good, how are you now?
Good, thank you. Excuse me. So yeah, Long Branch Shelter, I believe, will be my camp for the night, and that will give me something over 16 miles for the day, maybe around 16.5, whatever, which will be my longest day so far on the Appalachian Trail, day number 9. So you know what? Everything is going according, well, I won't say according to plan, because I really don't have a plan other than, you know, trying to accomplish a through hike of the Appalachian Trail. I basically plan my days based on what's ahead over the next day or two, such as shelters, tenting areas, water sources, and so on, and my resupplies over maybe a slightly longer period of time, such as I did in Ayahuasca, where I resupplied, and I personally decided to resupply to the Knock. A lot of people were resupplying just for a couple of days and heading into Franklin. But I thought, well, you know what? I don't want to take the time to go into Franklin. I'm just going to continue to the Knock, and there hopefully get a bunk in a shelter, accommodation. Again, the bath, the shower, maybe laundry, charge all my electrical battery packs and so on, for my vlogging and my navigation, my communication, everything. And yeah, resupply there. They also have an outfitters if I need gear, which my gear right now is fine, so I've got no issues there. And from there, when I leave there, we start to think quite seriously then about the Smokies, because I think we're only about, once we leave the Knock, I think we have about 30 miles to go to reach Fontana Dam. And the famous Fontana Hilton shelter, of course, but more seriously, the beginning of the Smokies. I'm guessing it's going to be a 6-day passage for me, so I'll be looking at least 6 days of food. I don't think I'll be going into Gatlinburg in the middle of the Smokies. I don't think so, unless for some reason I have to. I'm going to wait till I get through the Smokies, I believe, and head into Hot Springs, which seems to be what the majority of the through hikers attempt to do. But again, that's all up in the air. Play it by ear. It's still quite a few days away yet. Right now, we're just pushing north, heading north, towards, bit by bit, towards the Knock. Yeah. We'll talk to you soon. Wow. Well, what a day. Best day ever today. Somewhere around 16.5 miles. Haven't checked yet, but I will. The shelter at the top of the hill. Very uneven ground. The privy over there. My camp, well, my camp is kind of precarious. It's the best I can do. It's the best spot I can find. But where I'm actually sleeping is relatively flat. Whew. Been a long, hard day. Hungry. I'm going to go up to that picnic table up there. I'm going to make myself some dinner. Good morning, guys. Well, Welcome to day 10 on the Appalachian Trail. Jasper here, 2022 through hike attempt. Heading north, everybody, heading north. It's about 7, maybe 7:15. A little chill in the air. Weather going to change. Today's Saturday. Today's supposed to be another nice sunny day, and we've had a good slew of about 6 now in a row, which has been wonderful compared to the rain, the mist, the fog, the cloud, and the cold we had for the first, 3 or 4 days of the trail. However, apparently, I haven't checked the weather. I haven't had a good signal for a couple of days, but so I haven't checked the weather. But apparently, Monday-ish or tomorrow, Sunday. Today's Saturday, so tomorrow, Sunday, I think we're going to be a dry Sunday, and I think Monday rain moves into the area. Don't know how long for. One of the hikers last night at camp said it's going to be in for a few days of rain and cloud and stuff. So it doesn't mean it's going to rain all the time. But apparently it's going to stay quite mild during the day with this rain. So that's okay. It's not going to get bitterly cold again. We're heading north. Yesterday's kind of memorable moments. We reached the summit of Mount Albert and the famous 100-mile Inn of Fire Tower. We passed that yesterday. We're in North Carolina, of course, so the day before that we said goodbye to Georgia. North Carolina is going to be quite long, because what we do in North Carolina, we actually, from my understanding, we kind of work through 2 states basically at the same time, North Carolina and Tennessee. Further north, we enter Tennessee, we come out of Tennessee back into North Carolina, and then back into Tennessee, and then back into North Carolina. I think the trail just kind of twists between the 2 states. So I think by the time we get to the top of North Carolina, and I think then we enter Virginia, I think at that point we've actually finished with North Carolina and Tennessee basically at the same time. Something along those lines. So when we get up there, we'll have 3 states down. Something like that. What do I know? Obviously not much. Anyhow, the day today, there's a couple of options for camp later in the day. There's one at 13 point some. There's one at 15 point some. I think the 15 point some is a shelter. That's probably where I'm going to head to. We're going to bypass Franklin. Most of the hikers I know or I've met out here are all going into Franklin to resupply, but we simply don't need to. As you recall, we carried heavy out of Hiawassee, so we're just bypassing Franklin. That was the plan for me, and heading to the Knock. At this point here, I'm around 33, 34 miles to the Knock. So I'm actually planning on arriving at the Knock, today being Saturday, on Monday, hopefully around noonish. And again, that's when the rain's supposed to be here. So maybe get myself a bunk that day for that night. But we'll see how that all unfolds. And that is my next resupply. So hey, again, Jasper here. Welcome to day 10. Whew. Let's lay down some miles, shall we? On a clear day, there'd be a beautiful view through these trees, whilst they have no leaves anyhow. However, hazy today. You can see the beginning of the weather pattern or the air mass change that's eventually going to bring the rain coming through on Monday. Today is Saturday, and you know what? It's been a beautiful morning so far, and it was about 3.5 miles out of camp. I stayed at the Long Branch shelter last night, in one of the 10 spots. But about 3.5 miles past there, I came to a gap, the gap that everybody's using to go into Franklin. I just can't think of the name of it, but there was trail magic. I had a double chocolate Dunkin' Donut donut. Yeah, so thank you so much to that amazing gentleman in his black pickup truck for being a trail angel and providing a little magic on a hard-working day. Very much appreciated indeed. I've had quite a bit so far. Just to recap, what have I had? Well, I've had hard candy lollipops. I've had bags of cookies. I've had chicken salad. I've had apple chips. I've had tortilla wraps. And of course today the donut. So I'm doing pretty good, I think, at getting my share of trail magic. As of yet, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Fresh Grounds, but I would really like to, just because I've watched so many videos where he's been providing magic for the hikers, and I believe it was at Dix Creek Gap the day before I arrived there. And I know he's out here, and I know he services the old Appalachian Trail for the next 8 months. I'm sure at some point I'll run into him, and if I got really lucky, I might run into him twice. He's very famous for what he offers, like a buffet, if you will, for the hikers. Okay, just a little bit of a morning briefing. We just finished quite a steep climb coming up through after we got past Wallace Gap. I think a little after that we started a good solid climb, but we reached that summit, whatever summit that may be. I think at times I should be I'll pay a little more attention to the summits and the mountains and so on, but my mind, my concentration, my efforts are simply to push north and enjoy every moment, which I am doing. Speaking of pushing north, let's go. I have been climbing for a long time. We are 4.6 miles to where I'm planning on camping today at the Wine Springs tenting area. We'll see how that works out. The trail ambassador that I met earlier today told me it was beautiful tenting there and a beautiful mountain spring creek. So that sounds really good to me. We've still got 4.6 miles to go. It's early in the day. Still, it's about 1:45 right now. We're just passing it looks like Silip Bald Shelter sign right over there. But that is not where we're going. In fact, I'm told that particular shelter is quite a ways off trail. So that's okay. We're going to continue to the Wine Spring Creek tenting area. Wow. Yeah, amazing trail magic today, what? Oh yeah, just beautiful. Gorgeous views out here today. Take a look through the trees. hazy. We talked about that. And again, when these trees all have leaves on them, then nobody's going to see these views anyway, except you and I right now. Yeah. Let's keep moseying down the trail. Right at the top of this particular mountain, the trail is just so beautiful. It reminds me of a piece of trail we have at home on the Bruce Trail called the Laurie Forest. Other hikers coming in the distance down trail. But it very much just reminds me of the Laurie Forest on the Bruce Trail in the Beaver Valley section. Very close to my home and very much one of my local training grounds. But I love to get out there and wild camp, and it's just beautiful. But the trail goes well. I just checked the app, the Gut Hucks Far Out app, and we have 3.5 miles to camp, which is fine because today I am feeling the day. So my 15 point whatever miles today will be well earned, and it will be as far as I'm going to go. I don't see myself pushing more to the wire bald, another 3 miles or so, getting it into the 18s today. I think we'll be happy with the 15 plus miles, 15 point, I think 4 or something it is, miles today. Okay, let's just keep moseying down the trail. The climbs today are not forgiving. Long, laborious climbs. But right now, we are only 1.6 miles to camp. However, we've got 1,000 feet of elevation gain in that 1.6 miles. Tomorrow, we're going to see a fire tower tomorrow morning. I guess it's called the wire bald fire tower. But we're not going to push to the shelter. We're going to take the Wine Spring Creek camp area. I think that sounds nice. And the ambassador, the trail ambassador again, told me how good it was, and fresh water. So we're going to do that. But yeah, the climbs today. Every step we've taken today, we've worked for our 15 plus miles. There's no doubt about that. I will enjoy my dinner. I will enjoy my coffee. I will enjoy my time at camp and my relaxation. I'm guessing about 4:30-ish I should arrive at camp, which is fine, and generally speaking, about the normal time. As we push further north and the days slowly get longer as we approach closer and closer to spring, March the 21st. I think it's March the 4th today, but if somebody said, nope, it's March the 5th, I'd say okay. But anyhow, as we get closer to March the 1st, the days are just getting longer. Each day, a little bit longer, a little bit more hiking time, a little bit earlier a start on a morning, maybe, depending. Yeah. So you know what? I think we're doing just fine. Well, in my bunk, perfect. My sanctuary. I love my shelter. My Big Agnes Copper Spur UL2. Love it. Okay, as soon as the sun starts to just drop a little bit in the sky, the temperature just plummets. Right now, oh, it's above freezing for sure, but I bet it's not much more than 5 or 6 degrees Celsius, something like that, maybe 40 degrees Fahrenheit at the end of day 10. So, including, I just did my first 10-day average, including the approach trail, the 9 miles of the approach trail, and my average is 12.7 miles per day. So that's what I'm averaging at the moment. I do want to increase on that. But right now it's 12.7. Today was 15.4 miles. Yesterday was 16.3. The 16.3 was my biggest day. And today's 15.4 was actually my second biggest day. And my third biggest day has been 15.1, I believe. I think that's the way it worked out. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to be, of course, heading north. There's a shelter I noticed. I think it's 13 miles from here. And it's about 7 miles or 8 miles, 7 or 8 miles from there into the Knock for Monday morning. So that's something like that might work out. I'm going to call the Knock tomorrow and see if I can make a reservation for their hostel or their bunks, whatever that might be, whatever accommodation I can get for one night, so I can bath, do laundry, maybe have a bit of town food. I just need a few resupplies to get me to Fontana. Yeah, recharge the battery packs. So that's it, the end of day 10. You know what? Jasper here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Quite often, I set up a Facebook page for this particular hike, which was Jasper's Appalachian Trail Through Hike 2022. I thought I'd be able to upload real time, but I have such a hard time getting good internet connection on trail. I mean, I have it at certain points, like today I did for a while, and I could check the weather, but it was only a short while in a short area. Tonight, can't update my Facebook page again. Anyhow, having said that, we're going to see you guys in the morning because I'm tired. It's only like 6:30. I'll be fast asleep and in bed by 7 o'clock. Good night, everybody.
I got the cash in the bags.